Happy morning, students. Once again, I welcome you all for this online class. And today we are in part 2 of Geography Lesson 1, and the title of our lesson is Resources. So, in the previous class, we studied about renewable resources, that is, resources that were used, may be used again, they never get exhausted. Okay, and today we are going to study about non-renewable resources. So what are non-renewable resources? Actually, they are exactly opposite to renewable resources. So natural resources that are once consumed cannot be replaced is called non-renewable resource. So when you use these type of resources, they get finished. Okay, so continuous consumption of non-renewable resources ultimately leads to exhaustion. That is, when you continuously use these type of resources, they finally get finished. You can never get them back again. Resources once used will never come back again. So these type of resources are non-renewable resources. Example for non-renewable resources are fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum and natural gas, and minerals such as iron, copper, bauxite, gold and silver. So non-renewable resources are divided into three types. They are metallic resources, non-metallic resources, fossil fuel. And today we study about metallic resources. So what are metallic resources? So these type of metallic resources are composed of metals. So in metallic resources, they were composed of metals. So what are metals? Hard substances which are good conductors of heat and electricity, we call them metals. Okay, what is good conductors? That is, heat and electricity can easily pass through them. They are called good conductors. See, for example, if you take a iron rod and if you heat one end of iron rod, you can feel the heat of the iron in the other end, because iron is a good conductor. It can conduct uh, heat and electricity. But when you heat a wood wooden piece, okay, so if you heat wood in one end, you cannot find its heat in the other end, because wood is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. Even you can touch electric field with the help of wood, you cannot get shocked. But if you take any metals and place it in the electricity, you will get shock. Okay, because metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So examples of metallic resources are iron, copper, gold, bauxite, silver and manganese. Okay, first we'll study about iron. Iron is the fourth most common element in Earth's crust. Okay, so all the metals, they were taken from the Earth's crust. We all studied about crust in the last term, isn't it? It is the outer layer of the earth. So we get metals from the earth's crust. So iron is the fourth common element found in earth. So the first common element found in earth is oxygen. The second common element is silicon. The third common element in earth crust is aluminium. And the fourth is iron. So we get iron, high amount of iron in the earth crust. Okay, so it is also widely used metal. Since iron is very hard and it is not easy to break, it is very widely used by many departments. And the major ores of iron are magnetite and hematite. So what is ore? Actually, students, metals we use today, they are not, their initial stage is not like what we use now. Okay, so metals in their initial stage, okay, they were not in the same manner what we have today. Actually, metals were in the form of ore, in the form of ore. They were found in the earth's crust in the form of ore. So, what is ore? Ore is a mixture of rock and metal. When the rock is mixed with metal, we call them ore. So, what they will do? They collect uh, these huge rocks and they will break them into pieces. Then they separate the ore from the rocks. The metal from the rock. Then they process it, and finally, the end result is the metal which we have today. Okay, but normally metals are never found as we use today. We have to process them from their ores. So the two important ores of iron are magnetite and hematite. Magnetite is a black colored ore. Hematite is a reddish ore. So in magnetite there is nearly 72% of iron, so which is high percentage of iron level in ore. Okay, in hematite there are nearly 69% of iron is present. Okay, so magnetite is common in Tamil Nadu, and hematite is common in Maharashtra and other northern Indian states. Okay, so magnetite is like it is highly attracted towards uh, magnets. When you place magnetites are very much highly uh, responsive. They get attracted to magnets, but hematite, they also are attracted but very less. So iron is the key raw material for making steel. Okay, so how steel is made? They are made only using iron. When we remove the uh, carbon mineral from iron, it becomes steel. Okay, uh, so the iron which we take from earth's crust, they are not strong, they are very soft. Okay, so in order to make iron hard, they add some extra minerals with it, uh, carbon, manganese. These are some of the minerals used to make iron stronger, and the cost of iron is very low. So in metals, iron is the cheapest metal, and also because of its strength, hard strength, it is used in many departments commonly. Okay, more specifically in engineering department, iron is very highly used in making large machineries, machine tools. In factories we have large machineries, isn't it? So all these machineries were made of iron because it is cheaper and very hard to break. And also in automobile departments, cars, auto rickshaws, they were also made using iron. Even in construction of large ships and in the structural compounds of buildings and bridges. So when you build bridges, houses and other buildings, we use iron rods to structure the buildings. So iron ore is mined in about 50 countries. So in 50 countries, under the earth's crust, iron ore is mined. Among the iron ore producing countries, China, Australia, Brazil, India, and Russia are the principal producers, accounting for 85% of world's total output of iron ore. So in these countries produce 85% of world's iron ore, okay, which is very large. And these countries have 70% of total reserves of the world. Reserves means that is store, okay, storage. So 70% of total stores of iron are found in these countries of China, Australia, Brazil, India, and Russia. So in India, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, and Goa have 95% of total reserves of India. So only 5% of iron ore is available in other parts of India. So in Tamil Nadu, in Kanjamalai mountain, Kanjamalai hills in Salem, we have found iron ores. So these are some of the informations regarding iron. Now let's move on to copper. So copper is one of the first metals known and used by man. So during ancient period, the first metal used by man is copper. One of the first metals. Okay. So man used copper coins, isn't it, in ancient times. So before discovering iron, man discovered copper. Okay. And copper ranks third most consumed industrial metal in the world after iron and aluminium. So after iron and aluminium, copper is most used metal in the whole world. Copper is the good conductor of heat and electricity. About three quarters of copper is used to make electrical wires, telecommunication cables, and electronics. So, three quarters, that is, among among four portions, three portions of copper is used for making electrical wires, telecommunication cables, that is, radio, television. These are communicating devices using cables, using wires. Okay, and in the department of electronics, that is, devices made through chips. Okay, Chile is the world's number one country in the production of copper. Other countries that produce copper are Peru, China, US, Congo, and Australia. So these are some informations about copper. Now let's study about the next metal, that is gold. Gold is a rare and precious metal. Okay, it is very rare to found. It is not common like iron, aluminium. It is very rare, and since it is rare, it is also precious. Okay, so anything which is rare, it becomes precious, isn't it? So gold is of that type. So it was first it was used for minting coins. Okay, and later on it was used for making ornaments, and even it is used in dentistry in modern world. So even they make gold teeth using gold. Okay, and even gold is regarded as symbol of prosperity, and it is a form of wealth. Okay, people used to collect, they store gold because it is a symbol of prosperity. If you have high quantity of gold, you became rich. China is the world's largest producer of gold, and also in Australia, Russia, US, South Africa, and Canada. These are the other countries that extract gold. So among these countries, Australia has 9,500 tons of gold reserves. Okay, and it is the world's largest country having gold ores. in India, Karnataka is the largest producer of gold. You have heard about Kolar Gold Field, isn't it? It is located in Karnataka. It is the one of the deepest mines of the world. Then bauxite. Bauxite is a ore. It is a ore of aluminium. So in bauxite ore, there is high quantity of aluminium. There are several ores that contain aluminium, but bauxite contain more aluminium. Aluminium has wide range of uses compared with other metals. Since aluminium is light in weight, okay, they are light in weight and they are tough to break and even cheaper. So it is used commonly in wide range of uses. Okay, and it is mainly used in aircraft because in order to lift the body of the uh, aeroplane or aircraft you need less weight, so they use aluminum in aircraft, ship, automobile, railway coaches, etc. Aluminum is also a good conductor of heat and electricity, and so it is used for making electrical cables, and it is highly resistant to corrosion. Resistant means they resistant to corrosion means they stop corrosion. Okay, corrosion means rusting, getting spoiled. Okay, so aluminum can never get rust. Okay, because they have the resistant capacity towards corrosion. By the addition of small quantity of other metals to aluminum, it creates superior alloy than pure aluminum. So when you add other metals with aluminum, it becomes more superior. Example is duralumin. So Australia is the world's largest producer of bauxite, that is ore of aluminum. So apart from Australia, China, Brazil, India, Guinea, Jamaica and Russia also play an important role in the production of bauxite. So one fourth of bauxite mineral deposit are found in Guinea alone. So comparing the whole world, among four portions, one portion of bauxite is available in Guinea alone. And in India, Odisha, Gujarat, Jharkhand, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu and Madhya Pradesh are the states that produce bauxite. So the bauxite deposits are mainly found in Shervurai Hills of Salem district in Tamil Nadu. The next metal is silver. Silver is also like gold, it is a precious and rare metal. Okay, and it is used in making jewelry, dentistry, photographic goods, electroplating industry, and in the manufacturing of luxury goods. And about two-thirds of silver is used for monetary purpose. Like gold, silver also resists corrosion. And Mexico is the world's leading silver producer. Following Mexico, Peru, China, Russia, Australia, and Chile produce more silver. And more than 50% of silver is found only in South American countries, that is Argentina, uh, Brazil, Chile. These are some of the South American countries. And the final metal we are going to study is manganese. Manganese is a steel grade hard shiny brittle metal. The common ores of manganese are pyrolusite manganese, silmonylene and rhodochrosite. These are some of the ores of manganese. So manganese is essential for the production of steel, good quality steel. So when we process iron to make steel, manganese is highly used. and it is also used for making electrical batteries. So when you break the used worn out batteries, you can see some black color powderish uh, powder found inside the battery, isn't it? So that powder is manganese, black powder. So it is also used as coloring material in bricks, pottery, and floor tiles. So they use manganese in coloring pottery, bricks, and floor tiles. Manganese compounds are used in making disinfecting liquids, that is for purification of liquid, for bleaching powder, and fertilizers. Fertilizers means killing the insects. For killing insects, they use manganese. So South Africa is the world's leading producer of manganese. And other countries that produce manganese are China, Australia, Gabon, Brazil, and India. Okay, with this non-renewable resources regarding metallic is finished. Next class we study about uh, non non-metallic resources.